Hello everyone, once again welcome back to the Top 10 Globals. The East African region boasts a number of thriving, up-and-coming commercial centers that are creating a buzz in both domestic and international business sectors. These beautiful East African cities are amazing place to live in because they have security, they are emerging markets with many business and career prospects, and they have basic infrastructure as well as many attractions for recreation. We have the warmth of African friendliness and hospitality. Some of them have improved business infrastructures and untapped potential for expansion and already attracting startups and investors. From the beautiful skylines of Kampala to the peaceful neighborhoods of Dar Es Salaam and landscapes of Kigali down to the busy streets of Nairobi, below are the highlights of the top 10 cities of the East African region, representing the economic dynamism of the region.
Once again to Top 10 Globals, and before we kickstart, please remember to click the notification button to get updates of our future uploads.
Number 10. Arusha. Arusha is a city in East Africa's Tanzania, located at the base of volcanic Mount Meru. It's a gateway to safari destinations. Africa's highest peak, 5,895 meters, Mount Kilimanjaro, lying some 100 kilometers northeast. To the west lies Serengeti National Park, home to wildlife including rhinos, lions, giraffes, and leopards. Annual migrations feature huge herds of wild beasts crossing its plains. Arusha is a city in northeastern Tanzania, the capital of the Arusha region, with a population of around 400,000. Arusha has a temperate climate. It's a moderately safe city by African standards, though precautions should always be observed. The town was founded by German colonialists when the territory was part of the German East Africa in 1900. It was named after the local white tribe Warusha, who was known as the Larusa by the Maasai language. The distance between Dar es Salaam and Arusha is around 479 kilometers. The road distance is around 630 kilometers. Number 9. Port Louis. Port Louis is the capital of Mauritius in the Indian Ocean. It's known for its French colonial architecture and its 19th century Champ de Mars horse racing track. The Kadaon waterfront is a lively dining and shopping place. The Blue Penny Museum focuses on the island's colonial and maritime history, along with its culture. The French use Port Louis as a port for ships in their passage between Asia and Europe needed to go around the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa because Port Louis was a strategic point for controlling the Indian Ocean. The British occupied Mauritius during the Napoleonic Wars between 1800 and 1815. It also has a relatively low crime rate. According to 2017 census conducted by Statistics Mauritius, the population was around 148,000. Port Louis is home to the nation's major harbour, which is the most official port of entry and exit for sea vessels in Mauritius. It's also the financial capital of Mauritius, which has established itself as a safe and trusted location for conducting business due to its strong democracy, political stability, and multilingual population. At the 8th position is Mwanza. Mwanza is a port on the shore of Lake Victoria in northern Tanzania. It's ringed by green hills. The city is known for unusual rock formations like Bismarck Rock near the Kamanga Ferry Terminal. In the center of town are colonial buildings like crumbling Dr. Robert Koch's house. Mosques and Hindu temples reflect Indian influence. The city is the major Tanzanian port on Lake Victoria and a major center for economic activities in the region. Export and transport among the countries is a foundation of Mwanza's economy around the city of Mwanza. The land is primarily devoted to agricultural enterprise. Tea, cotton, and coffee plantations throughout the area produce large sums of cash crops that pass through Mwanza on their way to market. The town's industrial harbour and busy streets make it a prosperous and busy place to explore. For visitors, the city makes a good base from which to explore the nearby Rubondo Island National Park and the western parts of Serengeti. Rubondo Island National Park offers pleasant day hikes and bird watching around the lakeshore. Mwanza's proximity to the western Serengeti makes it a necessary stop for visitors who want to experience a less vast part of the park and see magic of the Serengeti without the parade of safari vehicles and seasonal crowds. Mwanza is also the center of the Sukuma tribe, the largest tribe in Tanzania, who have inhabited and farmed the region for centuries. Cultural tourism programs, their local villages and farms can be arranged through the local cultural centers. At 7th position is Kisumu City. Kisumu is the third largest city in Kenya, after Nairobi and Mombasa. In 2006, the UN Habitat designated Kisumu City as the first United Nations Millennium City in the world. It is the largest principal city of Western Kenya, the most important inland port in the Lake Victoria circuit. It is also the second most important city in the Great Lakes region after Kampala. Kisumu is famous for being the home city of Barack Hussein Obama, the father of the 44th President of the United States, Barack Obama. It's officially known as Kisumu City and formerly Port Florence. Kisumu Port was founded in 1901 as the main inland terminal of the Uganda Railways, named Port Florence. Although trade stagnated in the 1980s and 1990s due to political instability, it emerged as one of the most important cities in the region. Kisumu serves as the capital city of Kisumu County in Kenya and has a population of around 700,000 according to 2019 census, and approximately around 300,000 living in the metropolitan areas. It's the immediate former capital of Mwanza province, the headquarters of Kisumu County, and the proposed headquarters of the Lake Region Economic Bloc, which is a conglomeration of 15 counties in western Kenya. Kisumu is an important link in the trade route between Lake Victoria and Mombasa because of its water and rail connections. It's also the chief terminus for the agricultural produce, Mwanza and western provinces. Number 6. Kampala, Uganda. Often referred to as the Pearl of Africa, the Ugandan capital city of Kampala has experienced a steady rise in GDP to the tune of 6.3% since 2012. With its large population of over 3 million and an expansive labor base, Kampala is proving attractive to many businesses hoping to lay down roots in East Africa. Kampala is Uganda's national commercial capital bordering Lake Victoria, Africa's largest lake. In this downtown area, the Ugandan Museum explores the country's tribal heritage through an extensive collection of artifacts. On nearby Himengo Hill is Lubiri Palace, the former seat of the Buganda Kingdom. Uganda's official language is English, which is spoken by the most educated Ugandans. The three major indigenous languages are Bantu, Central Sudani, and Nilotic. Swahili and Luganda are also widely spoken. Like other East African cities, it's also renowned tourist attraction. Number 5 is Kigali, Rwanda. Rwanda's renewed political stability and a government which is firmly behind the private sector have made Kigali one of the most talked about places to do business. It has a population of around 750,000. The capital city has been dubbed the easiest place for doing business in East Africa because some of the revolutionary reforms regarding tax breaks, credit approvals, and construction deals. Kigali is a hub for mobile banking and finance sector, in particular microfinancing. While tourism has steadily increased in the past decade and helped fuel the economy, construction in Kigali has also increased. Between 2002 and 2009, the GDP grew by more than 250%. The recent increase in local and foreign investment is a sign that there will be growing demand for residential and commercial units. The positive steps have come some 20 years after the Rwandan genocide, which stunted the growth of the country's economy. However, over the years, Rwanda is becoming an East African success story. At fourth position is the Mombasa. Mombasa is a place steeped in history, yet at the same time fascinating commercial and cosmopolitan port town. The second largest city in Kenya after the capital city Nairobi. Mombasa also is a Kenyan coastal city along the Indian Ocean. The city is also known as the White and Blue City in Kenya. Its metropolitan region is the second largest in the country and has a population of around 3,528,000. The FC also says that it is safe to visit the beach resorts of Mombasa, Malindi, Kilifi, Watamu, Diani, and Manda Island. However, travel to the latter must be by air, not by road. Mombasa is an island connected to the mainland by bridges and ferries. The town overlooks a wide harbor, where wide shipping mingles and traditional sailing boats. The true heart of Mombasa is found in the exotic old town. Air here is always heavy with the scent of spices. At the water edge is Fort Jesus, an imposing fort that stands watch over the harbor. The high gun turrets, battlements, and underground passages of this 16th century fort were the center of the historic struggle control of the Kenyan coast between the Portuguese army and the Shirazi Arabs. This war waged around Mombasa over hundreds of years and countless battles, and the fort stands as a testament to this tumultuous past. Modern Mombasa is a great city of great diversity and a life-renowned tourist destination. Mombasa is a place where both history and progress are greatly valued, where a busy harbor existence is lived at its own unique tropical pace. Number 3 is Addis Ababa, the capital and largest city in Ethiopia. At 4,794,000, Addis Ababa boasts a diverse economy and is easily one of the greatest strengths and the reason for its present influx of investors and startups. CNN stated in a report that Ethiopia represented the optimism of the continent and its growing prosperity is a sign of good things to come. With 10.8% economic growth rate, good things have started happening in Addis Ababa. Moreover, rising incomes, abundant human resources, and an excellent transportation network will always play an integral role in the city's projected business growth. The infrastructure and towering buildings of Addis Ababa complement the city and its status as the capital and largest city of Ethiopia. It is home to amazing people with lots of activities. Addis Ababa, cementing its status as a developed city in Africa, is the headquarters of the African Union. Also referred to as the political capital for its historical, diplomatic, and political significance for the continent. At second position is Dar Es Salaam. Dar es Salaam is the economic and political nerve center of Tanzania. It is the third fastest growing African city, the largest in East Africa by population, at over 6.7 million. It enjoys tropical weather all year round. It is home to the famous University of Dar es Salaam, oldest as well as the largest public university in Tanzania. Similarly, the city is blessed with beautiful attractions, exciting things to do and see, welcoming people and memorable experiences. Dar es Salaam is not just a city in Tanzania, one which truly portrays the true meaning of its name, abode of peace, because it ranks as the most peaceful city in Africa. Other than being peaceful and highly developed, it is also the former capital of Tanzania before it was moved to Dodoma in 1996. Dar es Salaam is also the largest city in Tanzania, which shoppers at Kariakoo Market, which is the most crowded and largest in East Africa. Tanzania's city has some compelling developing sectors like telecoms and ICT, energy, real estate, and agribusiness. At number 1 position is Nairobi, Kenya, as one of the most sophisticated and developed urban economies in Africa. The population